Andrew McGahon for SevereMMA here at UFC 194. I was going to say moments removed, but with every Conor McGregor press conference, it's hours removed from 194. Conor knocked Jose Aldo out in the first round. I interviewed him 2 weeks ago. He said, "We'll see what to say when Jose crumbles in one." Jeremy, what do you think they'll say now?
What can you say? I mean, this guy, he talks about how he's changing the game, and he said he's changing the game, and nobody believes him. I mean, it takes a lot of time for us to get to that point, but how can you not believe him at this point? 13-second knockout over one of the greatest fighters of all time. The guy's about to be the richest fighter in the history of this sport. He's changing the game. He spoke the truth.
About to be in terms of the revenue coming in from this, or do you think that his star cannot be ignored and there's going to be a big money contract on the table?
There's going to be a huge money contract on the table. I think you're looking at a guy who's going to make 15, 20 million US dollars per fight, which is unheard of.
Pete, if we look closer to home, I'm taking a stab in the dark here. I'm guessing Rory McIlroy is the only Irish athlete, sporting athlete, that's probably valued higher than Conor at the minute.
Are we in terms of finance or just in terms of?
We'll go with both.
Well, I think, yeah, probably. Because of golf the way it is, the sponsorships are involved, you'd assume he is making more money. But in terms of the impact he's having on the people, Rory
there's not a lot of teenagers playing golf.
He did not have a sea of green, white and gold going through a casino. Like what we saw tonight was absolutely insane. They have a big MGM, a big gold line in an octagon as you walk into the MGM, and one fan climbed it tonight, hoisted the tricolour, and seeing the security guards take him out. I apologise to whoever it is, because you're a legend for doing this.
We want to know who you were. We want to pay your bail, because we know you're spending the night in a Las Vegas jail.
It was absolutely brilliant. The scenes are just incredible. It was unbelievable. The result was actually unbelievable. I could see Conor winning. I predicted Conor to win, but literally the first punch he threw ended Jose Aldo's reign. A man who went the distance all the time, who had unheard of durability, who nobody could touch. One time he touched him, lights out. I mean, if anyone said they could predict that, only Conor really said.
He predicts these things.
He does, again. And I mean, we have to. 155 is the new thing now, I suppose. That's a whole new dimension for him to tackle, and I really can't wait to see what happens when he does go up there.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, one of the most telling things that he said in that press conference was he actually went back and elaborated on a point. He said, "I will not be vacating this title. I want to be a dual-wielding champion." And since he came in, since the Cage Warriors days, it's always struck us as something that he wants to replicate. As someone who knows the in and outs, how the UFC work and how they operate and think, do you think it is something that they'll allow? Do you think, okay, let's push him towards mega stardom, let's let him go and make a chance at maybe having both titles? Or are they going to say, if you want to fight for that belt, no, leave your 45 one behind?
No, I don't think they're going to let him keep on. If he moves up, Dave Schaller tonight, he very specifically said, if he moves up, the title will be vacated. He did that for a reason. And Conor clearly, when he talked about this,
counteracted for a reason.
During the press conference, he was clearly making a statement to the UFC brass, but at the end of the day, the three initials, the UFC, they've got to go on. They've got to have another division that can move. They've got to have more title fights. They have to be able to sell pay-per-views. And look, without Conor McGregor, the featherweight title division, it's dead. Frankie Edgar and Max Holloway, I love Frankie Edgar. Nobody's going to pay to see that.
Can you not walk in front of that?
I'm so sorry.
Thanks very much for the second time. Gareth A. Davies. I need an English accent. I think he's Gareth A. Davies 2.0. PT, one of the things that he said there, it's trending. Whether it will or not beat the highest pay-per-view gate of all time or pay-per-view numbers of all time remains to be seen. But do you think that is rather inevitable? Okay, this is getting on SevereMMA's hits these days, because I've never seen who these guys are before.
He's Brazilian. He's very bitter about what happened tonight.
Yeah, no, he is.
Would you like me to just start stopping people?
I think that would be funny. The next time someone goes to, I want you to go straight up. Okay. We only have a few quick points, but still, I hope someone does so you can stop them.
I can do that.
While he may not beat the 1.6 million of the UFC record pay-per-view buys, do you think that it is something that he will beat in the course of his career?
You have to see, UFC 200 they're talking about now. UFC 200, Ronda Rousey's going to be on the card, Holly Holm rematch, that's going to happen. What's next? People are saying Dos Anjos, Cerrone. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to fight them then in July. That could definitely beat that number. You know a lot more about these kind of numbers than I do, Jeremy, but I think you would agree.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think that what I think is going to happen. I tweeted it earlier. I believe.
2 million?
I think it. What I think is going to happen. I think Donald Cerrone is going to beat Dos Anjos, because honestly, Dos Anjos, since USADA started testing, Not saying anything, but he has shrunk a lot. So I think Donald Cerrone wins that fight. I think UFC 200 will be Rousey Holm, Cerrone McGregor, 2.2 million pay-per-views. Wow. I really do think that.
If you want to throw out stuff that people are saying on Twitter, Jose Aldo hadn't fought since the USADA testing. Chad Mendes is 0-2 since the USADA testing. It seems like there is going to be, and that's literally Twitter speculation, people throwing things about, but there has to be something there. We're going to start seeing maybe a decline of guys who were once on top of the world, now seemingly who were looking invincible, looking pretty normal.
Well, Dos Anjos, we saw with our own eyes. I mean, he's been walking around here, and he looks like a totally different person. He looks like he did 3 years ago. And no accusations, whatever, but like he has shrunk a lot. He's a lot smaller. Donald Cerrone's still the same guy. The only PED he takes is beer. I think dude, Cerrone McGregor, how good of a fight would that be?
Brilliant. Two quick things. Peter, as someone who has seen this journey unfold in front of his eyes, and to be honest, for me it's something that I don't think we'll appreciate until we're done with all of this, that we got to see this whole story unravel in front of our eyes. You saw the Irish here, but are we going to get to a stage where it's nearly too big? Like, Conor is this superstar now. You see him being ushered out of the place. You see that the fans are coming here in their thousands. It's like, what is going to happen?
I always think we're at saturation point. Before every single fight.
Great work, Jeremy, by the way.
That was beautiful. Every time before he fights, always like, can't get any bigger than this. Can't get any. Then he does something like that, and you're like, oh, of course it's going to get way bigger than this. What's it going to be? The MGM's new stadium? You drove me past it today. Yep. This is going to be 20,000 people. Is that 20,000 you're talking?
18, yeah.
18,000 people. That's an extra 6,000 people in. That's a new gate record.
Yeah.
UFC 200. That's a new pay-per-view record. He's just going to keep on pushing it, and we're going to see more and more of these Irish people descending on Sin City. This was an awkward time in December, and look what we saw today. Talk about next summer. Every family will be going to Las Vegas for more than next summer to watch this fight.
Okay, last thing for both of you, gun to your head. What happens next? Okay? Does he go up to 55? Does he fight Frankie Edgar? Do they give Aldo the rematch?
He goes to 155, fights the winner of Dos Anjos and Cerrone. And then becomes the highest paid fighter in the history of the sport. Actually, I think that happens before that lightweight title fight. I don't think you're ever going to see Conor McGregor at 145 again.
You realize I've a gun to your head here.
I do. I don't think you're ever going to see him at 145 again.
Peter?
I've been calling it for a long time. He's going to move to lightweight. Knew it. And I think he's going to win the title. I think if Cerrone is the champion, Conor beats him. And I think if Dos Anjos is the champion, Conor beats him. I'm very confident that he's going to be the lightweight champion the next time
we speak.
And
next time I have a gun to your head.
Here.
Next time I have a gun to your head.
Yeah, exactly.
This man met Sage Northcutt and didn't break a sweat, and now he's sweating under one of these.
Sage, wow. Right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you for that, Jeremy. That was an experience.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon.